Hi Aaron, how you going?
Good, how are you?
Okay, so we're going to take off a little bit from where we left off last week, okay? Last week you mentioned that you're having some troubles at work, and it's from an instance that happened in your past, and it's causing you, in your own words, to feel anxious about things that you do at work, okay? So today we've got 30 minutes to work through some of these problems, okay? So would you like to tell me how your week's been so far?
It hasn't been too bad, but yeah, I guess I still feel anxious and worried about things at work, like how I do things at work or what other people think and stuff like that.
Okay. Did anything happen this week that was notable?
No, it's just kind of the same things where I'm sort of double guessing work that I do. If someone asks me to do something, then I do it quickly and sort of giving myself the time to feel confident that I've done a proper job, and so then I will go back and check it a million times, and so then I just end up feeling like it's not very efficient, or have I done it right, have I done it wrong, I'm always waiting for something to happen. So yeah, nothing in particular, it's just kind of the way I approach work now because of stuff.
Okay, so what you've said there is that it's sort of not a specific incident, but it's more of an occurrence that's happening in the way that you're feeling. So with that 30 minutes today, we'd also like to just set a few goals, okay? So what is it that you're trying to achieve today?
I guess I want to talk through how I feel or why I feel the way I do or why I react to things at work the way I do. And hopefully come up with some ways that I can change that behaviour, like change that reaction to things, and maybe be more confident and trust the way that I'm doing things, or do a better job at work kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. We can definitely do that for you today. Also, I'd like to ask about, so we've sort of got two paths that we can take today. We can explore a little bit about the incidents that causes this, or we can take another tact and we can have a look at what's happening now, sort of immediacy and what's going on for you at the moment. So which way would you like to go?
Probably how I'm feeling now, because I guess what's happened in the past causes me to react the way I do, so that will kind of come into it anyway, but we can talk about how I feel now, or how I respond to things at the moment. Okay,
so as in your own words, let's talk about how you respond to things at the moment. Give me an example or explain some of that.
So I guess at work, when someone asks me to do something, I sort of immediately go into almost like a panic state, and I want to get it done really, really quickly so that they think I'm doing a good job, but then I end up doing it so quickly that I haven't probably thoroughly, like I'm kind of not focusing on it, so I've done it so quickly that I haven't thought about, like I've done it, but I haven't thought about it while I'm doing it. I'm just thinking about the end and trying to get it done. So by the time I get to the end, I don't trust myself that I've actually done what I needed to do, so I go back and check it, or I might do something, give it to someone, and then go out of the office, and then I have to come back into the office because I don't feel confident in my mind that I've done the right thing. So I'll come back in and check it. And then I guess that sort of crosses over to when I'm at home, and I might use the iron, and then I walk away and I have to go back and check the iron again, and I'll walk away and I can do that 5 times within the space of about 5 minutes, or I can stand there and say I've turned the iron off, walk away and have to go back and check it again, because I just don't, like I have anxiety about whether I've actually done it, or trusting myself or believing myself. Okay,
so you've talked about quite a lot of things there. You talked about how at work you get given a task and that you feel that, in your own words you said that you do it too quickly or too fast, and that you miss things, and you leave the office and then you have to come back back to the office to check that it's done properly. And then you also said this some of this is coming home in your home life. Like, for example, you gave with the iron, and when you turn it off and you say you've turned it off, and then you still have to come back and check it, and you said you do this a number of times. And then you also stated that you feel you have anxiety. So you've given some really concrete evidence about what's happening and how you're feeling. So can we explore a little bit more about what's going on at work? Can you describe it particularly, like a situation or something, or an example at work?
Yeah, well, I guess, I get an email asking me to provide data for so-and-so kind of thing.
Yep.
So I do it really quickly and I reply because I just want to get the email answered quickly, rather than, maybe just stopping, getting the data, reading it through, crafting a response, and then just sitting on it for a little bit, maybe reading it again. I'm just sort of panicked to respond and panicked to get the answer to them straight away.
Okay.
And that people expect me to know expect that I know what I'm doing, so they expect me to reply straight away. So then I sort of feel panicked until I send the email, but then when I send it, then I go and kind of do the double check and do the checking it against other things or rereading my response, or so then I kind of feel. So I feel better that I sent the email, but then I kind of feel anxious that there could be a mistake and I'm not comfortable with it until I get the reassurance from the person that they're happy with it, or until I get the reassurance that I've gone and checked it and it's all okay. So it's sort of stuff that should happen while I'm doing it rather than...
Okay. So you've given a story about how when you're at work you do things and then you build up an anxiety like you suggested, or and that this doesn't seem to go away until you've confirmed to yourself that there's not a problem there, either by somebody telling you that it's okay, or you checking the information and finding that it's okay. Does it seem to go away after that?
Yeah, it goes away until the next thing comes along, I guess, till the next task or question comes up. So it's sort of that just repetitive behaviour or response that I feel.
Okay.
And someone else.
Is this affecting you in any other way that you want to talk about today?
Well, sort of, I guess, the iron thing, so checking the iron, it gets a bit annoying that I can't just relax, like I can't just know that I've turned an iron off and walk away. I have to go and check it 3 times. And, doing things that quickly, maybe it makes me feel like I'm clumsy or make mistakes everywhere kind of thing, and people feel the need to always tell me to slow down or watch what I'm doing and stuff like that, and I guess that gets a bit annoying. And, in a way, like I guess I don't want people thinking that I'm sort of stupid or clumsy and stuff like that.
Okay. So you mentioned that you get a bit annoyed. Tell me a little bit about how come you get annoyed at people when they suggest that you should slow down, or how that's affecting things?
I guess partly it's because, I know that I should slow down, but I guess I feel like, I get that at work. Feedback I had been given was that I just have to slow down a little bit and take the time to do things. And I guess you get told that at work, so you don't really want to get told that at home as well. But partly it's mainly because you know that you do have to slow down, but I guess you don't want to be made to feel like it's because you're clumsy or you're an idiot or something like that. Like it's just, I've got to do things fast because I've got to do lots of things in a day. I've got a lot that I have to get done. So
yeah.
I feel like maybe that's part of it. Maybe I try and do too much. So that kind of adds to it.
So what we're gonna so what you've said there is why you get anxious, why you get angry when people tell you to slow down. Is what you've said in your own words is maybe because you've got a lot on in the day. That'd be right.
Mm.
And then you said that you need to get through quite a lot, but maybe you're trying to get through a little bit too much. Would you agree with that summarisation of that comment?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to try and do, we're going to try and go on a little bit of a different tack now, okay? So I want you to think about the time when you didn't feel like this at work, okay? Think of the time when you felt really good at work and you're performing really well. And I want you to explain that situation and time and everything about it and how you felt. Really go into detail.
Well, it's still in the same job, but I guess before the project, so the project before the one that I made a mistake on, that was, I guess, at a point where I was the leader of the team kind of thing. So I was seen as being the most capable person in the team. Like my manager had expressed confidence in my ability to undertake projects, and I had done a project that I'd never done before, and they had no worries at all. It was all done perfectly. So I had that assurance, I think, that people were confident in me, in my ability, and I felt like I had taken a task that I'd never had to do before and just nailed it, kind of thing. So it was kind of a task that was high, like required a lot of high energy and urgency around things. So I felt confident and energised through that process. I had a colleague helping me that I was sort of managing, and I had a manager that I could go and talk to at any point in time, and got lots and lots and lots and lots of good feedback from everyone about what a great process it was, and you'd never done it before but you did really well and stuff like that. So I was kind of up there on a pedestal. Maybe I was a little bit, like cookie in a way.
Okay. Maybe. So you said that you were feeling the example you've given is when you were leading the team and everything seemed to be going really well for you. The manager said you were doing a really good job. You took on a job that you hadn't done before, but you did a really good job, and then you felt that you said you felt a little bit cocky almost as well. So that's a really good example about how it was all going well. Can you give me some more things that were leading into this feeling of everything going well? Like, what did you have to do to achieve these things?
Well, I think because it was something I'd never done before, I was 100% focused on the job. So I kind of knew that it's the biggest thing that happens every year, kind of thing in government. So it was kind of like, I had been tasked with this big task, with this big job, and it right from the outset it was that I had to put 110% into it. I had to focus. I had to believe that I could do it. I had to show that I could do it because people had asked me to do it, so there was no sort of option. And I guess I just kind of made sure everyone was aware. Like, so at home I made sure that everyone knew that it was going to be a busy couple of months and then I just needed to concentrate on work and all of that type of stuff. So I made sure that there weren't any distractions, and I made sure I asked lots of questions and that I talked things through with my manager all the time, and I had that support there, kind of thing.
So some of the things that you've mentioned there that helped you get into this state of achieving really good results and feeling, almost, like you're doing a really good job, was you mentioned that you had a lot of support there, and then you were very focused on what you were doing, and also that you mentioned that other than being focused, you didn't have anything else in your other part of your life going on as well, so you were able to you also said a belief as well there as well, so you had belief in yourself as well. So there's quite a lot of good things quite a lot of things that you've mentioned there that helped you get into this frame of mind. Would you agree with that? Is there anything else that you thought that aided you in getting into this sort of, because the more we find out about what you're doing right when you're doing it well, it's really important. So is there anything else that you can think of?
I think it's just, like I said, the belief thing. I think that's the biggest thing. It's just saying I can do this, and that's why people ask me to do it. And the focus, like just being 100% focused on the task at hand, and not, knowing that when I sit down that's what I'm doing. no matter what's going on elsewhere, this is the task at hand, and I have to just focus on it. And on a worky side of things, I guess, I had plans and I had lists and I had timetables and I had everything set up, kind of thing, so that there was no getting off track on the project. So they were kind of big things.
Okay. What we're going to talk about now. Okay. So you've given an example about how you were feeling when you were achieving well, and there was no anxiety around at that time. What we're going to try is something a little bit different now. Okay. We're going to talk about a scale. Okay. We're going to rate how you're feeling now. Okay. So it goes from 1 to 10. Okay. 10 is the absolute best you can feel, and 1 is the absolute worst you're feeling. Okay. In relation to these issues that we've been talking about today. Okay. Where would you sit yourself on the scale of 1 to 10 and how you're feeling at the moment?
Probably a 3.
A 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're feeling this. What I want you to do to me now, okay, so you're sitting on 3 currently, okay, is explain to me what you think you would need to do to achieve a level 4, or what a level 4 would look like compared to a level 3.
I don't know that a level 4 would look hugely different, but I guess I might just have.
Well, let's say 5 then.
Yeah. I think talking things through at work is probably a big thing, and asking lots of questions and talking through issues rather than feeling like I have to do everything on my own and I have to show that I can do this on my own. Everyone always is going to have questions about things, but I tend to just sit at my desk and this is my job and I'm going to do it without asking for help from anyone because that's my job. So I think talking more and asking lots of questions is a big thing.
Yep.
And staying focused is a big thing, and just think when I'm at work, it's about work and that's it, kind of thing. And I think that would definitely start to sort of create an environment where if everyone around me is involved and everyone's talking to each other and I'm asking for help, then people understand where I'm at, and if there's issues then they get addressed early on rather than blowing up into something right at the end.
So do you think this would get you to a level 5, these changes of communicating more and letting people know where you're at with your work, and you mentioned that your job isn't to just sit there and do your job. You need to do your job through other people. And do you think this would get you to a 5?
Yeah, I think, because I think asking for help is a big thing, and I guess it's one of the big things in project management is you need to address issues early. So if I'm sitting at my desk and not talking to anyone, then issues aren't going to be addressed early, and then that's how projects fail. So
okay.
I think that would probably be a big thing.
Okay, so what I want you to try and do this week is we're going to try and get you up from a level 3. We want to go up to a level 4 or a level 5, okay? So what are some other things that you could do other than that communication as well to get you up to that level that you're going to do this week until we meet again next Saturday?
Telling myself to slow down,
Okay.
So making myself just stop.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if I get an email or something, I don't reply to it straight away. Or I can reply but not hit send, or just sit on it and read through it. But slowing down, I guess, it might mean that, when I'm at home, it's going for a walk or going to yoga or something like that as well, something that not work related, that makes me sort of stop and slow down a little bit.
Okay, Erin, is there anything else you'd like to talk about today?
No, I think that's all.
Okay, so like I just said, that we want to try and get you up from that level 3, okay? want to go at least to level, try to get to level 4. And so some of the things you said you're going to do is communication. You're going to slow down, and you're going to research things a little bit more and sit on your emails and things like that. And also at home, do some things that aren't work related at home as well. All right, Erin. If there's nothing else, I'll see you next Saturday.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thanks.
20 minutes.